What's up, college football addicts? Today we're going to talk about the college football playoffs and the SEC and the Big Ten basically warning everyone in the room. Recently, the college football playoff leaders met and they failed to agree on a 12-team format change. The future of the college football playoff is uncertain, with several key issues unresolved at this point. The current 12-team deal is set to expire after the 2025 season, but the single most interesting thing that came out of this meetings is when both the SEC and the Big Ten commissioners expressed concerns about their league's future commitment to the playoff. We're going to talk more about that in a moment, but here's a quick rundown of all the key points of the disagreement. The first disagreement is on SMU, who recently joined the ACC. Because they joined the original agreement, commissioners do not support granting SMU Power 5 distribution for 2024 and 2025. Now, unfortunately for SMU, there was no expansion clause for the Power 5 growing or shrinking, and no one is willing to give up a little bit of their cut for Southern Methodist. The next disagreement is on what's left of the Pac-12. Remember, the Pac-12 only consists of two members at this point, Washington State and Oregon State. The SEC and the Big Ten want to completely eliminate the auto bid for the Pac-12, but they need the Pac-12 approval to get it done. The Pac-12's representative countered, saying that they would only vote to eliminate the Pac-12 auto bid if the college football playoff guaranteed voting rights and revenue distribution to the Pac-12 beyond the 2025 season. The SEC and the Big Ten said that offer was dead on arrival. The next disagreement is on revenue distribution. The current model, the Power 5, splits about 80% of the cash, followed by the Group of Fives 20%, and a small fraction is distributed to the independents and the FCS. For the Power 5, this amounts to between $5 and $6 million per school, regardless of whether or not they make the playoff. In addition to the primary distribution, teams qualifying for the playoff will receive an additional $4 million. Those advancing to the quarterfinal get another $4 million. And the teams in the semifinal and national championship game get $6 million for their league for each round. The SEC and the Big Ten are not happy with this revenue distribution model and are pushing to increase their league's cut. The next disagreement is on voting power. Right now, the college football playoff requires unanimous consent among the 11 commissioners and their corresponding 11 presidents on issues for format and revenue matters. The SEC and the Big Ten are pushing format and revenue matters do not need unanimous consent. They are also pushing for a greater share of voting. Also, debate continues on the number of participants and automatic berths. The SEC and the Big Ten are pushing for less auto qualifiers. They want more of their teams in the playoffs. So bottom line, here are my thoughts. As far as the Pac-12, which now only consists of two teams, there is zero chance that they are giving them any power beyond 2025. They would rather grant them auto bids for 2024 and 25 and just get that over with than having to give them anything beyond that. What everyone needs to realize is that this isn't really a negotiation. The SEC and the Big Ten are in complete lockstep on this. ESPN and Fox just announced that they were teaming up to have a unified streaming app. Remember, ESPN owns the rights to the SEC and Fox owns the rights to the Big Ten. This is now the Power 2. They have all the best teams. And now that Texas and Oklahoma have joined the SEC, and once these big two get FSU and Clemson, they will have the last national title winners going back 34 years in their two conferences. That's right. You're going to have to go all the way back to Georgia Tech in 1990 to find one member who is a member of another conference that's not the big two that last won a national title. All of the power in this sport is now being consolidated, and it is all 100% the Big Ten and the SEC. And they will continue to dictate the terms. They will push their power. They will push their weight around, and they will ultimately get what they want here. Otherwise, they will leave the college football playoff and they will start their own. And who's going to watch the college football playoff without the SEC and the Big Ten? Who, when both are competing with each other, is going to watch what? Well, I don't know that a college football playoff sans the Big Ten and SEC would even get picked up with the same frequency. It may go to streaming only, which has seen some success if you've watched some NFL games, but the Big Ten and the SEC are completely going to dictate what the playoff looks like in our sport, and they're already starting to flex their muscle on it now. Hey, this is a brand new channel. We try to look at big picture college football stuff, NCAA level, conference realignment. We do some team breakdowns as well. Do me a favor. If you're addicted to college football like I am, hit the subscribe button. Let me know your thoughts. Where does the playoff end up? Do they end up resolving things soon? Let's talk about it down in the comments. I appreciate you guys for tuning in to College Football Addiction.